hungering to see this at the guy's home race, in front of his family, in front of his fans. And they would spend the entire year remembering the guy they just killed and making money off of it. He even had this guy's brother with him, and he invited him for every race. Now, there's a reason why the guy's brother is there. And the reason is because Ayrton didn't trust anybody, but he trusted his family. Okay? And he told his family about this. And he said, you know what? I watched that guy call someone on a team one time and say, I want that guy out to race. And did you know that the guy came into the pits, and when he left the pits, his damn wheel came off and he was out the damn race. So I want you to be there, my faithful brother, to tell me if this guy ever does anything like that to me. And, you know, that's why he was there. He was there acting as an agent of Ayrton, as a witness. Well, it pissed off this other guy so bad he could taste it. Because he's, you know, not only is he now, you got to understand, he's got to be pretty proud of himself for what he's done. And I really don't blame him. You know, he's got this thing set up beautifully. And now he's got this snotty ass nose guy that thinks that the world revolves around him when he's only one driver. And he's going to tell this guy how to run a multi-billion-dollar empire, and that he's going to extort X amount of money and X amount of places to race, and he wants X amount of championships. And frankly, you know what? Screw him. That's what he thinks. So in any case, they get together, they talk about this, okay? And they're livid. And these two guys get an ass chewing like no tomorrow. And so the next race is in the land of beef fried rice, and they set the car up the same way, only this time Brain says, I'll tell you what, I can guarantee you that that thing is going to release. I can set it up so it'll release. Because all I got to do, look, here's what I got to do. All right, here, and this thing is still wet. But this is what I can do. I can take that car and, you know, where the A-arm is. Now look, if the car's, you know, going forward, I don't even need this to be tight here. Okay, this is going forward right here. I don't even need that thing to be tight there, because there's all this force is going to be, as you're accelerating, the force on the tires and to force that A-arm back into there, okay? Well, on this track, and when you come around the corner here, like this, this is the Bill's Corner. Hell, it's named after the goddamn team. I'll tell you what, I'll give you this guy dead at that corner. Like I said, it's a fiction story. It's all made up. It's all made up. So they come off of, that was a great car, by the way. There's no discounting how great that car was. So they come off the start, and his nemesis for the year gets a better start and goes like this, and then he jerks it. I wish this thing was working right, but in any case it ain't. He jerks the damn thing like this. Well, Ayrton is trying to effect a cutoff maneuver, and he has to yank the wheel like this. And in yanking the wheel like that, what he does is this A-arm goes boop, boop, bloop. It goes like this, bloop, like that. And now he's chasing after this guy, and what happens is he gets this motion, this moment, where the thing goes, this tire, it's very odd, because first off, they're going through a corner like this, and this guy's just leaving Ayrton like he's, you know, asleep. And suddenly, that front wheel goes bloop like this. It goes like that. It goes like he's driving along, and as soon as he sees that, he locks up the brakes. Well, there's another guy coming up behind him, hauling ass, and it's a race. And the dogs are barking. Who let the dogs out? And he hits the brakes. Guy hits him in the back end, and so the car goes. Guy hits him in the back end like this, bloop, and Ayrton lets the car go like this, and he lets the brakes off, and he drifts back. Well, this other guy comes along, and he's trying to avoid this other guy, so he slams on the brakes and he goes wham like that. And what that does is that destroys all the evidence of their little handiwork. But this all happens here, not here. And guess who survived for another race? Like I said, this is all a fiction story. I'm making all this shit up. So, in any case, then we get to, first off, these guys have another conference, and the person that they're doing this for, he's pissed. Because, you know what? This guy wasn't supposed to have two chances. It wasn't supposed to happen, because every chance he gets, you know, eventually he's going to be get the message, and he's going to stop racing and go do what he said in the first place. So, and there's a thing about this too, something you need to know. And like I said, this is a fiction of mine, this fiction story, but you can definitely see in the interviews before the start of the year that Ayrton genuinely has some trepidation about the course that he set himself on. I don't think he realized how badly he screwed himself. But in any case, he's going to find out. And when that happened at that starting line, and when he walked away, he was freaked out. The look on his face, he looked up to a photographer, and he stared at him. You got to understand, these guys' minds go a zillion miles an hour. So if a driver like this stares at you for just 2 seconds, he's doing the equivalent of staring at someone for about an hour. And he stood there and stared at that photographer like he was trying to read his mind. And then he walked away from the car and he looked around. It's like, what the hell was that? Because that tire went like that. So they have their little meeting. And, you know, the guy they're working for, ooh boy, he is pissed. Now, this guy, Mr. Dick, he's pissed because he's the guy that has been promising right and left, you know. Brains has been giving out the score, but Mr. Dick wants to be the guy to really take the sword to our driver. And so they make another promise. And this time, now we've got to remember, the first race and the second race were passive inducements to fail mechanically. All right, you had an A-arm. First off, you had a power steering issue that was supposed to cause loss of control. And two, you had a modified A-arm.